Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for all the feedback that you gave me on the last one. I loved your comments, and I know like it's not too many people watching right now, but I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. So I do have a few updates. First of all, I killed the 240. It doesn't run anymore. I'm pretty sure I killed the alternator and it doesn't charge anymore. I went out with a couple of friends and I may have sent my car a little too hard, and that kind of just killed the alternator. By the time I got home, I couldn't even turn on my radio or my lights or anything. Here's a clip right here. So yeah, probably not the smartest thing I could have done, but I have an engine right there, so maybe it's the best time to do that. We'll see. There are a couple things I did want to work on today, so let's get to that. So I'm also here today with my girlfriend Katie, so everybody say hi to Katie here. We're social distancing right now, so she's got her lawn chair. We're, like two-ish meters apart. So one more thing before we get started today. I do have an appointment to take all the AC refrigerant out of my car on Tuesday. The plan was to go there in the morning and then I'd start taking out the engine, but I killed the car. So what I'm thinking is I have it charging right now. I got a little booster pack right there. I'm gonna charge the battery all the way up, just like full send it to the shop, and I'm just gonna hope that we can make it there, and we'll see how that goes. I also went and picked up an engine hoist from my friend Marcus a couple days ago, so I got the legs right over there, and I got the hoisty boy right over here. So that's all we need to put the engine in. For today, we're gonna be working on this right here. It'll focus. There we go. So I want to throw a filter on the engine just because that's kind of gaping right now and I don't really like that. Got a belt for the alternator and water pump right there. That's the part number if you're curious and you have an S14 SR. I want to throw this guy on there, that little block off plate that I made. Got a really crazy pattern. I used wrinkle paint on it. I'm going to be creating my own exhaust heat shield using just this sheet metal from Home Depot. I think it cost me like $6. So the heat shield is just going to be bolting up to the OEM holes. So there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back there. And I just thought it'd be cool to kind of try to create my own versus trying to source like an OEM one. And since this isn't a tubular manifold, it's going to be kind of weird to heat wrap it. So I thought sheet metal would be the best way. So I also decided to go with Shell Rotella T6 synthetic oil. And if you guys know anything about this, this oil is actually used mainly for diesel trucks, heavy duty diesel engine oil. So you guys probably think it's kind of weird that I'm running like diesel truck motor oil in my SR. I did a lot of research and it turns out that the Shell Rotella T stuff, it's really good at handling high heat. So since it's a turbocharged application, I'm going to be running like a pretty high boost level. I heard that the Shell Rotella T is one of the best oils that I can go with. Cardboard is one of the best tools you could ever have. So basically, I'm going to be using this cardboard template to try to map out how I want to do the metal piece there. So yeah, let's get to that. Okay. Hey Katie, you having fun? That is the face of someone having fun. JK guys, like she doesn't hate cars as much as I make it seem like. She's kind of just kidding, kind of a little bit. I don't really know. I can't tell, but I think, right? It's a joke?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, so I kind of just threw all of the bolts into the heat shield here, the template. I just wanted to see like how kind of sturdy this was. There are 5 bolt holes, so there's one there, 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 and there's also like one kind of here, but it's sunken down pretty far to the point where I'd have to put like a lot of washers in there, and I don't really know if I want to do that. So 4 seems pretty sturdy, and like this is already cardboard and it's still like pretty sturdy. So with the sheet metal, should be pretty good. Let's get started with that. Okay, so Katie just has to head out now, so bye, Katie. Bye. Drive home safe. Bye. Love you.
I love you.
Perfect.
Alright, there you go, guys. That's the top of the heat shield there. Using my pretty DIY sheet metal brake. It works, you know. It's not graceful, but it works. Alright, so we got the finished pieces over here. Let's put them together. So they fit together just like that. I'm gonna have this edge just a tiny bit lower than the bend. It'll make it look a little bit more clean. And then on this side, we kind of got this little overhang covering that gap right there. So yeah, let's get to drilling those holes. Those big rivets are really hard, man. Got all the rivets on there, and you know, it's not pretty, but it's probably going to be functional. Okay, so got a little bit of bad news here. So I tried bolting the heat shield on, and it turns out that the bolts that I got are just a tiny bit too long for the manifold there. So looks like I'm gonna have to Alright guys, so there we have it. We have the DIY heat shield. I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure this thing's gonna rattle, but I really hope it doesn't. It looks kind of sick actually. I kind of like how it looks with the rivets. So this is what it looks like from the front of the engine, and damn, I kind of like that. It does hide the manifold, and but that manifold isn't really that pretty. The stocky's kind of all like rusty and stuff. So I did have a couple more things that I wanted to finish up for today. Now that we have the heat shield on the manifold, that's the big task for today. We just want to put the alternator and water pump belt on, so that's just one belt. And also I want to put that block off plate on my gauge pod there. Okay, so for those of you who are curious, for SR20s, any SR20, so I believe like S13, 14, and 15, for the alternator and water pump pulley belts, this should be the same belt. And I couldn't find the Delco number online, but I was able to get this. The number that you want is 5K370. I thought the best way to do this is just going to be to hot glue a couple of tack hot glues onto the back of this plate here. That way it's super easy to remove in the future, and right now it's like super easy to install. Alright, and this is what the pod looks like after we install the block off plate. So I don't know if you can see that pattern there, but it kind of matches up to the pattern, the texture on the pillar pod. So we'll have the voltmeter on the bottom, the block off plate, and then I have my boost gauge coming in the mail soon. All right, and just one final thing, I just wanted to install this filter here so that I don't have to have a gaping hole in the motor anymore. If you guys were curious, the part number for there is Fram XG3593A. So that'll fit up to S14 SR20 DETs. So this isn't really necessary, but I kind of like to fill my oil filters up with a little bit of oil, kind of just to prime the filter before I put it on the engine. That just helps so that you're not running it dry for before the oil pressure builds up in there. And of course I spill it. Okay guys, so I think that just about sums it up for today. We've done quite a bit today, and I'm pretty happy with what we've done. So we got our DIY heat shield for the manifold there. We changed our oil filter. We got the block off plate installed in our pillar pod over there. And yeah, overall just like a pretty easy day, nice and fun, and I have no clue if that heat shield's gonna be any good, but I guess we'll see. It looks cool and I feel good about doing that. So until next time guys, please like, comment, and subscribe if you liked watching my channel today. See you guys in the next one.